Hey guys, welcome back to Nerf Squad. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm doing a Rival Helios mod guide. So step 1, unscrew your blaster. Tip when unscrewing your blaster, have a container to put all the screws in little pieces so you don't lose them. Alright, so now all the screws are out of the blaster. Let me just double check really quickly now. We can start to open up our blaster. What I do is I just carefully try to tease everything open. Alright, so here's a quick look at the internals if you were wondering how they go back together, or you lost something. This is what it should look like. There's a catch there that looks like a pretty beefy catch. Got the gears. It's pretty simple in terms of gears, only one main gear, unlike things like the Slingfire. Those have pretty complex gear systems. But we're going to go ahead and first take out some locks.
So it looks like all the internals are separated from the shell.
Similar to the Apollo. So we're just going to set that aside. Alright, so you want to keep your catch here separated and your actual catch itself. I think that's just like a catch piece. Now we're going to try to get into the spring here. So let's see how we can do this. So simply tease this up and your main internal should come out. This piece attaches right onto this like so. So when you're cranking that back, it's pulling back your spring. We have an air restrictor here, but we don't want to remove that. So now we're going to get into the spring here. Basically pull up on these tabs, it'll tease these up. Should be pretty basic. And this comes off. This is our plunger tube. We have our spring here. And that should be able to tease out like so. And our spring comes off very easily. This is very lubed up already, so try not to touch it on the ground. Pretty loose seal. I might put some tape under that because that's pretty loose. Alright, now that all aside, we can look at the length of K26. Pretty much exact same diameter. This feels just a little bit looser. So now I'm going to cut my K26 about here. I'll tell you how many coils that is in a second. But I watched Captain Xavier's video and he cut it a little bit shorter, so I'm going to cut it around here, just so it will catch. And let's hope this works. Alright, so I cut it a little too short, but that's still okay. Hopefully this still works. If not, I have the other piece of K26, but again, that's a little too short. But you don't want to cut it this short, but hopefully it still works. It should work fine, so reinserting your K26 is just as easy as taking it out, taking out the other spring. So you just slide it over it. This little bump gives a little bit of problems. Just try to tease your spring on there. Maybe go this way. So your flat end, and you can just tease it over it like this so. Again, not trying to get your plunger tube dry or anything. You want that thing wet. So here we go. If I could just get this over here.
People notice giving a lot of problems. I think that's a safety that they do so you can't put another spring on, but hopefully I'll just
take some pliers, lift your spring over it. I don't know if I can demonstrate this, but you want to tease it over. Keep teasing it. I don't want to break anything. Alright. So the pliers worked well. This spring is pretty loose. So now, I'm going to stick it back in the plunger tube. Now, slide your plunger tube end through here, twist on to fit, and then simply snap it back in. So now, we have our K26. This piece here goes over this, and that kind of goes back and forth. Anyways, so this is our plunger tube assembly. Now let's go into some other locks. Alright, so the first significant lock that I found was whenever your jam door is open, you can no longer pull the trigger. So how to remove this lock is you take out this piece right here and this bar right here is stopping our trigger from pulling, so I'm just going to take my Dremel and just cut that off. Very simple now, and now when reinserting this, I'm just going to fix this piece right here. So now, as you can see, when your jam door is forward, you can still hold the trigger. It works very easily. Like, that lock is super simple. Okay, so one problem I've found with this blaster is sometimes when priming it back, it will just lock in the back position, and that is because you have this ratcheting lock. Now, I don't necessarily know if this is helpful or not, but every time I've tried to reassemble, this thing is what locks the blaster up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to remove it. I don't know if this will actually help, but you can just lift up the spring with a pair of pliers, and then it's sort of built in like an Apollo piece. So I'm just going to get like a piece of plastic or something to rest underneath this so it doesn't keep going down. So I'm just going to grab a piece of plastic or maybe even some tape just to hold this thing up. This is what it should look like now. I just took a piece of tape and bundled it up underneath this lock so it's permanently in the up position. So now I'm going to go ahead and reassemble everything. Okay, so now with all the locks out of the blaster, we can now go ahead and reassemble everything. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your plunger tube assembly right here, and you're going to insert it behind here. Things might fall apart, but that's okay. We'll put it all back together when we get it in the blaster. And then reassemble. Simply stick it back in the blaster. You want all the gears to line up. So if you can, pull this back a little bit. So you want to get all the gears lining up. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of try to get my gears back together. Alright, so once you have all your gears and stuff locked in place, this piece is your catch, so you can't damage this or anything. This is essential for your blaster to work. So you want your catch to go in like so, and then this piece, which is basically your, this thing releases your catch. You're going to want this thing to go in, you want to hook it over this metal tooth and stick it in like that, so when this is pressed down, it strikes your catch. And so now you should have everything reassembled. Alright, so this is what your internals should look like. They're fairly basic. We didn't even really mess with this stuff as much as we could have, because like this stuff gets really complicated in terms of the pullback and all the sorts of stuff. But this is what it should look like. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble everything. So now to test it out, stick this in here. Not even a heavier prime or anything like that. And just fire it one shot. Let me fire it this way, actually. Dang. Very loud. But so, according to Captain Xavier, because I don't have a chronograph, an upgraded Rival Helios with the k26 should get around 120 FPS in about 85 to 90 feet. Unlike in stock form, which gets around 100 FPS and up to 75 feet. So this is a great increase, kind of like the max for Rival Ball's velocity. For Springer's kind of max you can take it to, but it's very nice blaster. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, guys.